welcome to a new vlog and video of the cruise vibes, and today we're taking a look at the first of two cruises on board of the Charles Dickens with ReiseJung, and this video has been done in cooperation with ReiseJung as I was one of the cruise managers on board. Here on the map you can see our route from Hanau to Frankfurt, Rüdesheim, Mainz and back to Hanau. We're starting in the port of Hanau, the home port of ReiseJung, with the arrival of the Charles Dickens, and as soon as she was ready for boarding we prepared everything on board, and shortly after the guests came on board and it was time to start a wonderful Schlager cruise in the home port Hanau, which is an industrial port, but as you can see it can also be pretty beautiful if the weather is good. And soon after the sunset we were ready to leave the port and head for our first destination, which is Frankfurt. Before that we can take a look at the beautiful cabin. On the first cruise I had a cabin with a French balcony. As you can see it comes with a nice desk, seating area, comfortable bed. Of course there's also a TV and a wardrobe available. Here you can see the French balcony. And as you can see in general it's a pretty nice cabin. Here you can see the bathroom, which comes with a proper shower with a glass door, so also the bathroom is very nice. Here you can see the atrium area of the ship. Hopefully you've already seen my last video where I showed you the whole ship. Here we are leaving the port of Hanau, heading out of it backwards, then turning, and shortly after we are reaching the first lock. And in the meantime it was already time for the first dinner on board, which was very nice and tasty. And soon after we were approaching our first stop in Frankfurt. Approaching Frankfurt by ship is always beautiful because Frankfurt has the so-called Manhattan, the impressive skyline with a lot of skyscrapers. This time we were not only sailing past Frankfurt, we were also stopping here, and there was a chance to leave the ship and head for the Christmas market. The main Christmas markets were already closed, but there is a small one just a couple of minutes away from the docking location. You have to cross the Eiserne Steg, a bridge over the River Main, and on the other side there is this small, very beautiful Christmas market with the view of the skyline. It's very small and usually pretty crowded, but still worth a visit. But then we headed back on board because it was time for the evening program. We had two musicians on board, and for this evening René Ulbrich, a Schlager musician from Dresden, was making sure that there are good vibes on board. He was singing a lot of his songs, and as you can see the atmosphere on board was great. Of course, as always, I cannot include the sound due to copyright laws, but trust me, the atmosphere was amazing on board. It was a very nice and pleasant evening, and René Ulbrich made a great show on board. And very late in the evening we were then continuing on to our next destination, which is Rüdesheim, where I woke up quite early in the morning, so I went to the gym, and after that I enjoyed the beautiful sunrise from my cabin window, watched some other ships going past. There was the Rembrandt von Rhein, which was docking in front of us. And then of course I went for breakfast. After breakfast it was time to leave the ship for a short walk into the city center, and there of course we visited the Christmas market. Before that we can see the DCS Amethyst Classic, a ship that I showed you a couple of videos ago, and here you can see the Christmas Market of Nations. Christmas market where you can get a lot of specialities from different countries, like hot beer from Belgium or flamed salmon from Norway, and a lot of other specialities. But also in general it's a very beautiful Christmas market, for sure worth a visit. And of course you should also visit the famous Drosselgasse. Even though it's not part of the Christmas market, it's always worth a visit. It's quite touristy but still looking very beautiful. Of course you can also get some normal mulled wine, and then it was time to head back to the ship. Here we can see our beautiful Charles Dickens, and with her we are now continuing on to our next destination, which is just a couple of hours away. It's the city of Mainz. Also in Mainz we can visit the Christmas market, but before getting there it is of course time for lunch. here we are going back on board our beautiful Charles Dickens that was chartered by ReiseJung for 2 cruises, and we will take a look at the second cruise in the next video. Here we've already left our docking location and now we're sailing past the Rembrandt van Rijn, and now it's time for lunch. Also, lunch was pretty good on board. Here you can see it. You can take a salad from a buffet and the rest is served at your table. We had a nice soup and also the main course was very tasty. Good quality of food also on board of this ship. Once finished with lunch, we were already close to the city of Eltville. From Eltville it just takes a couple of minutes until we reach the so-called Schierstein Bridge, which is the first bridge on the Rhine since Koblenz, as there are no bridges in the Middle Rhine Valley and in the Rheingau. This is the first one. After going under this bridge, we are reaching Ulbrich with the castle of Ulbrich, which is very beautiful. You can see it here in the background. And from there, it's just a few minutes until we are reaching our docking location right at the center of Mainz. And here we are already docked in Mainz, and of course it's time to leave the ship again and head for the Christmas market, which was just a couple of minutes away. The sun was starting to set and it was promising to be a very nice atmosphere on the Christmas market of Mainz. It was Saturday evening with very good weather, so of course the Christmas market was crowded. That was expectable, but it was still a very nice atmosphere with a lot of beautiful lights. There are of course a lot of different food and drink options, so Christmas market of Mainz is absolutely worth a visit. Also some beautiful lights when it was completely dark outside, and then it was time to head back to our ship because it was time for dinner. It was a special dinner, of course, last evening, so it was time for the gala dinner, which was amazing. Food quality, as I said, is pretty good on board, and what I also really liked about the gala dinner here on board of the Charles Dickens, we still got the sorbet, which is cancelled on many other ships to cut costs, but here sorbet is still available. Main course pretty traditional but very nice and tasty, and also the dessert was very traditional because there was a baked Alaska with a traditional presentation. And that is how baked Alaska looks on the table, but I'm pretty sure you have all already tasted it if you have been on a cruise before. And then it was time for the evening program. We had a second singer on board today. It was a show of Reiner Vogl. Reiner Vogl was also singing some Schlager songs, but he is also a cover singer because his voice is very, very similar to a famous German singer called Peter Maffay. So he covered a lot of songs of Peter Maffay as well. Also today the atmosphere was great on board. Everybody enjoyed the show. And it was another very nice and pleasant evening on board with a great atmosphere and great music. Of course, also here I cannot include the original songs because that is not possible due to copyright laws, but trust me, the atmosphere was great on this evening as well. Very late in the evening it was time to loose the lines and we were preparing for our departure, heading back to our home port of Hanau. And here we are on our way. From Mainz it's just a couple of meters to the mouth of the river Main, on which we are then sailing to Hanau, where we will be arriving in the next morning and the cruise ends. And in the upcoming video we will take a look at the second cruise with the Charles Dickens. If you think this was an interesting itinerary and you would like to join a cruise like this, next year there will be a cruise with the Swiss Diamond, which is pretty similar. It's not a Schlager cruise, so the evening program will be different, but otherwise it will have more or less the same route. So here we are in cold Hanau, ready for the disembarkation. And as I said, in the next video we will take a look at the second cruise on board of this wonderful ship. That's it for this video. Here you can see when this video will be uploaded and the name of the song. As always, I'd like to say thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to comment, like, subscribe or share the video link, and I hope to see you in my next video then.